Good evening to all present here. I am Deepika Soni, a final year undergrad student in the discipline of electrical engineering. I am joined by my batchmates Varun Dolia and Vyom Mudgal, and we are pleased to have you all connect with us virtually for this JEE Open House session with the alumni and students of IIT Gandhinagar. We are here to help you with your questions and concerns regarding the undergrad studies at IITs and IIT GN in particular. This is an initiative to help you all make better and informed choices. This open house session is aimed for you to catch a glimpse and get a first-hand experience into the life of a student at IIT GN and how life pans out after 4 years. If you have missed our previous open house sessions with the director and the deans, please visit our website iitgn.ac.in/openhouse for more information.
Hi everyone, I am Varun. I am a senior undergraduate in material science and engineering. In the past three and a half years at IIT Gandhinagar, I have been involved in several activities and events, organizing them, participating in them. Apart from them, I have also been an active member of the Institute's table tennis team and participated at sports meets, inter-IT sports meets. And recently, I have been involved in research activities, and I'm planning to pursue my PhD in the coming fall.
Hello everyone, my name is Vyom Mudgal and I'm a fourth year undergraduate student in the discipline of chemical engineering. And in the college, I've been involved in many cultural activities. I was the part of the dramatics team, which also represented in IIT-GN in the Inter-IT cultural meet. And recently, I've been also involved with a few research activities, and I'm also pursuing UPSC as a future career path.
We have with us our alumni present today. It's my pleasure to invite Dr. Aishwarya Agrawal, Mr. Sarthak Jain, and Mr. Shashank Agrawal to this online open house session. Dr. Aishwarya Agrawal has joined us from London. She received a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering with a minor in computer science and engineering from IIT Gandhinagar in 2014. She is currently a research scientist at DeepMind in London office. She'll be joining the University of Montreal and Mila as an assistant professor in fall 2020. She completed a PhD from Georgia Tech, working with Dhruv Batra and Devi Parikh. Her research lies at the intersection of computer vision, deep learning, and natural language processing. The visual question answering work by Aishwarya and her colleagues has witnessed tremendous interest in a short period of time. Dr. Aishwarya is a recipient of the Canada CIFA AI Chair Award, Georgia Tech 2020 Sigma Z Physics Best PhD Thesis Award, Georgia Tech 2020 College of Computing Desertion Award, 2019 Google Fellowship, Facebook Fellowship for 2019-20, and NVIDIA Graduate Fellowship 2018-19. She was also selected for the Rising Stars in EECS 2018.
So we also have Sarthak Jain here. He has joined from Mumbai, and he is an alumnus from the first undergraduate batch of IIT GN with a major in electrical engineering and a minor in the computer science and engineering. He is a recipient of Director Gold Medal for overall outstanding performance and has recently established a scholarship for IIT students in honor of his late father, Mr. Ashok Jain. He is currently the CEO of NanoNets, which is a venture-backed startup working in the field of artificial intelligence. And his previous company, Qubit, was acquired by Flipkart.
Finally, we have our third alumnus, Shashank Agrawal. So Shashank is joining us from Boston. He received his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from IIT Gandhinagar in 2014. He has been conferred with Institute and Director Silver Medal from IIT Gandhinagar. He also received the Group Technology Award 2015 from IRDE DRDO and MathWorks Mechanical Engineering Fellowship just recently in 2020. Shashank is currently a doctorate student at MIT, pursuing his PhD in the field of mechanical engineering with a minor in science, technology, and policy. He works in the field of computational mechanics with a specific focus on granular materials modeling. He has also served as a scientist in Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) in India from 2014 to 2016, and has worked on various research studies in collaboration with institutes like IIT Kanpur, Caltech, and Georgia Tech.
So we'll start with a few questions, because the current state is that the counseling is going on for the JEE. So we'll start with a few questions which are first directed towards the alumni. In today's time, parents and students continue to wonder if the discipline should be given more importance or the institute. Now that you've also gone through the same process at some point in time, what would be your thoughts on this?
Okay, let me start. This is my personal point of view. I feel it's always a combination. It's a mix of both, because based on the place you are going, the opportunities change. Some institutes are more focused towards research, some are more focused on entrepreneurship. So it depends on which institute you are going. The size of the batches are different, the students are different, the geographical location of the institute varies, and that varies the opportunities. So institute does matter. At the same time, you should not go for institute and a place where you're not getting a branch which is not of any interest to you. So you want to definitely keep your interest at the center and go around it. So just go for a combination of a good institute, the institute that you are willing to go. At the same time, go for a branch that you're interested in. Don't I mean, this is my, again, personal point of view. Don't go for a place where you think, okay, I'll get into this institute somehow by taking some branch which I'm not interested at all, and probably by end of first year I'll change my branch and I'll be able to get it, because there is no certainty. There are definitely chances. Different institutes have different policies. I think IIT Gandhinagar has pretty flexible policy in changing branches, but at the same time, don't go with the hope that you'll be able to change the branch for sure. So keep a combination of things, combination of like institute character and the branch, and then go for it.
Maybe I'll go now. So first of all, if you guys are here, then probably congratulations on doing well in your JEE exams, that you made it this far, that you can choose between different IITs. I think that's a good choice to have, that irrespective of which IIT you go to, you're probably going to make the right decision with respective. I think from the perspective of choosing institute versus branch, it becomes an intersection of both of them. You can't choose just one or the other. I think you need to make an informed decision. In case you have strong inclination towards a particular branch already, then you should go for it. But most people will not probably have a very strong inclination, but you might have a sense of, I don't want to be doing X, Y, or Z. So keep that in mind. And like I think Shashank already mentioned that branch change is not a guarantee, so don't go in with that expectation and hope. And it's 4 years, so you have to study that subject for 4 years. So it's a pretty long time. So make an informed decision where you sort of figure out that if I'm picking mechanical engineering at IIT Gandhinagar, I know what I'm getting myself into. So I think just collecting most information would be my piece of advice.
I don't have anything super informative in addition to what Shashank and Sarthak already said, but I can just describe my personal decision-making process. So I was in the same situation. My rank was, I think, 3,500 something. And I exactly was asking the same question that you guys are asking, whether I should choose a new IIT and perhaps get a branch like electrical, or like go to some old IIT and maybe get like a different kind of branch. And I think at the end, I decided to go to IIT Gandhinagar. I think at that point, I knew that there are certain branches that I was just not interested in. And I did not want to put myself through this stress situation again, where I would go to that IIT and hoping to change my branch. So yeah, I think I lean towards the branch. Actually, I did change my branch even at IIT Gandhinagar. So I was admitted to chemical in IIT Gandhinagar, and then I changed to electrical. But I was sort of okay with the idea that even if I even if I was not able to like secure electrical, I would be fine in chemical. So I was not relying on the fact that yes, I will be able to go to electrical, right? So you should be okay. So whichever IT you are going to, whichever branch you are going to, you should be okay if your branch doesn't change, because otherwise it can be a very stressful situation. So yeah.
Thank you. So the next question we have is, was IITGN your first choice, and how do you feel about it right now? So perhaps this time we can start with Aishwarya, and we'll follow, like Shashank and Sarthak can follow, and later perhaps Deepika and Vyom can also pitch in, because this might be a fresh experience for all of us as well.
Was IDGN my first choice? No. So actually, I was the rank that I secured was much worse than what I had expected, and almost I was of the mindset that I don't want to go to an IIT right now. I want to like do one more year of JEE preparation and then sit in the exam next year. So I was almost of that mindset. I was not okay with my rank, but my parents, they thought that no, I had done enough, like enough of preparation, and there is no guarantee that it will be better next year. So they sort of tried to convince me, and I then joined IIT Gandhinagar. And even when I was joining IIT Gandhinagar, I had this mindset that I'm not sure where I'm going, whether I'll like enjoy the 4 years, because I had thought like my rank would be much better and I'd go somewhere else. But now, and actually, I was just talking to Shashank last night and telling him the same thing, that now, like 10 years down the line, I don't regret that decision at all. I don't even like I don't get second thoughts ever that why did I go to IIT Gandhinagar. In fact, I'm glad that I chose to go to IIT Gandhinagar. And like these 4 years are gonna matter, but they are not gonna be like the decision making factor in your life, right? There are a bunch of other things that will come in your life. And so, for example, I did my undergraduate studies at IIT Gandhinagar. I got a lot of good opportunities for research. I ended up doing research, PhD, and like my life changed a lot after that. So, and I'm glad I went to IIT Gandhinagar because I really like the opportunities I got there. So yeah, I'm really glad now.
Sarthak, can you go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Wasn't my first choice, but I think at the end of it, I think what Aishwarya said, probably you want to make the most of whatever decision you make. You're going to have to make a lot of similar decisions about companies you choose if you want to do a master's or PhD, or if you want to do your own startup or whatever else. So I think it may not be a lot of your first choice. Maybe IIT Bombay Computer Science was the first choice for a lot of you, but JEE ranks did not support that decision. So I think make the most of your circumstances. If you pick IIT Gandhinagar or you pick something else, I think making the most of it is important. And once you get into you made the decision, right? Making the best out of that and not cribbing about your situation, I think becomes the most important. That's my piece of advice.
Yeah, my thought process is pretty in line with both of them. It's like based on whatever choices I had. Yes, IIT Gandhinagar was my first choice. Based on whatever rank I had, it was my first choice. I got into it, and I'm pretty happy about it. It's like, yeah, my life trajectory has gone from there. So it's like, yeah, there's nothing to regret about. Yeah.
It was the same for me. Even I didn't the IIT which I'm in, that I didn't choose it. My rank chose it for me instead. So I pretty much had no choice but to come to IIT Gandhinagar. But now when I'm here, I don't know what my future would be. Obviously, because I'm still at the campus right now. But I'm still happy that I got to do a lot of stuff here and I enjoyed my college life a lot. So I don't regret the decision at all.
I guess I'm no odd one out here. Even ITGN was not my first choice. but I was inclined to like pursue electrical, and so I joined this institute with a risk of like getting my branch changed, which I got finally at the end of the first year. But now, like after going through during the last 3.5 years, I don't regret my decision at all, because the amount of opportunities that I got here to explore myself, like apart from academics as well as extracurriculars, has helped me to grow and develop really as a person. So I'm pretty happy that I made a good decision back then. So yeah.
Okay, so now that all of us are of the opinion that we're not regretting our decision to join IIT Gandhinagar, so I would want to pitch in a question that what is so unique and special about IIT Gandhinagar?
Maybe
Can be
I can
probably
take this.
answered by everyone. Yeah.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, sure, please.
Right. So I think I can tell what I received from IIT Gandhinagar, which I think benefited in my um, career sort of trajectory. So I think I was in my third year pursuing electrical engineering, and I didn't have any sort of a clear idea in my head about what I want to do next in my life. But there was this internship opportunity to pursue an internship at University of Washington in Seattle that looked lucrative, interesting, and then I sort of applied and gotten through that. And I would say that sort of that internship was, in some sense, a turning point in my life, because it gave me exposure to a new field. So I was pursuing electrical engineering, but in the internship I was doing image processing, which is connected to computer vision then. And I was able to see like the applications of computer vision. And at that point, the project that I'm working on, we were using image processing to diagnose pancreatic cancer. So basically, it was a really nice exposure to research, and particularly research in computer vision, and just to like life outside India, how research is being pursued in United States, for example. And that helped me decide that I want to do research as the next thing in my life after BTech, and research in the US, because I had sort of been there for 3 months and I liked the culture, and I was confident that I can do research here for like 5 years in PhD. And then I came back. So it's not enough just to do an internship, right? You also need to apply and be able to get admissions into uh, good colleges. So then I came back. I did like a BTech project, and there was a professor at IIT Gandhinagar who was my BTech project advisor, who I think really cared about like the aspirations of his students, whether they can get like good at PhD admissions or not. And he was able to guide me in the right direction. So obviously my profile was not great enough that I would be able to get PhD admissions in colleges like Berkeley or Stanford, but he understood that it is important to get a good advisor, and he pointed me in the right direction. I was able to get an admission at Virginia Tech with my PhD advisors who were really great. So basically, those opportunities and those sort of guidance that I received at IIT Gandhinagar really helped me land at the in the right direction. And I think from there I took off, and I just did the best of my opportunities. And I think that really helped me a lot.
Maybe I'll go next. So I think there are a few key aspects of IIT Gandhinagar that really shaped at least my life. One is the level of opportunity and responsibility has been unparalleled, where I had a bunch of friends who went to some of the other IITs, but the opportunities they got didn't compare at all, just because the number of students were, let's say, much lower at IIT Gandhinagar and much newer institute. So getting to set up the culture, getting much more opportunities. I think all three of us, me, Shashank, Aishwarya, all three of us went for international internships in our third year of college. And like this is true of almost everybody I know who went to IIT Gandhinagar. And this is probably true of 20% of or 10% of students who went to some other IITs. So the level of opportunity that most of us got is just incredible. The second, in terms of alumni network and stuff like that, both Shashank and Aishwarya are 2 years my junior, and funnily I remember their year of counseling and probably having to answer some of their questions similarly when they were trying to join IIT Gandhinagar. But even though, let's say, Shashank and Aishwarya are 2 years younger than me, I'm sure I could just call them up at any point in life, maybe even 10 years later, and we would know each other well enough that I could ask them for help. I'll give you some instances where all of our interaction with professors, including the director of IIT Gandhinagar, like I have a personal relationship with the director of IIT Gandhinagar, where I can call him if I need help. When I was raising funds for my company, he helped me out through that process as well. And I don't know of any other IIT where students can have that kind of relationship with their professors and administration in general. So those kind of opportunities are just going to be much larger if you go to a newer institute.
Yeah, so I also think on the same lines that many times people feel that if you go to one of the older IITs, you have a huge batch and that would be useful to you. But at the same time, I would say having a smaller batch helps in the sense that you know everyone in the institute. In our time, there were 120 students in our batch who joined. Currently, IIT Gandhinagar is taking around 200, and out of 120, I'm confident that I know every one of them. And I would know at least like out of 120 where 80 students are. So in that sense, it's a closed community, which is like really strong in comparison to older IITs, which have like huge community, and then you don't know that many people. So that's where the difference comes in, and goes without saying, like the opportunities that you get at IIT Gandhinagar, at least in those times when we were there, they were phenomenal. And with time, they're just increasing. If I'm not wrong, the total number of people going for foreign internships has increased from 20 to 40% or something these days. I think the current students can talk about it better. Yeah.
Just to add up to what you guys said, I completely agree with what Sarthak mentioned. The low strength of IIT Gandhinagar is something which we all take leverage of. And because of that, we are like allowed to participate in several things at the same time. And it kind of molds the all-round personality in all of us. And not to mention the opportunities which you guys said regarding foreign internships and stuff, which other IITs usually students don't get at other IITs.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next question then. We now know that what you feel about IIT Gandhinagar, but there's also one more aspect to it. What are your parents' thoughts about you joining IIT Gandhinagar now? So
Do you
probably
guys want
everyone
us
can
to
answer.
know?
Pardon me?
I was just asking if you guys want us, the alumni, to start, or I feel like we have been speaking much more than you guys, so I just like want to make sure that you also get equal opportunity to speak.
So probably Varun can start this one, followed by Deepika, and then the rest of us can join.
Okay, so if you ask how do my parents feel after I've joined IIT Gandhinagar, they just complain that I don't come home very frequently, even though I'm from Ahmedabad. So yeah, I guess that explains how much I enjoy the life at IIT Gandhinagar. And when we talk in the breaks, they say that how well I am getting molded. They clearly see the improvements which are happening. So I guess they are pretty much satisfied with how I'm doing over here. Yeah.
My answer is on these same lines. Like when I entered IIT I was a really like shy sort of a girl, but IIT gave me an exposure to such good amount of opportunities that literally transformed me as a person. And even the curriculum here was such that I was able to explore a lot of different fields apart from like my majors, which is electrical engineering. So, and the amount of opportunities that I got for internships, the international exposure that also really helped me and get an edge over my other peers. So yeah, they are really like happy and satisfied with what I've achieved till now.
Paresh, we'll move to the next question then. This question is specific to the alumni. So, should the JEE counseling decisions be based on placements?
I think it depends on the individual, right? So ideally it would be nice if each and every individual knew what they want to do in life after 4 years of BTech, and they could just optimize for that. So if people like, if they knew that they are not gonna go for a job immediately after their 4 years of BTech, then perhaps placement shouldn't matter to them, right? Other factors should matter more. If they want to go to research, then maybe building a good, being able to go to an IT where they can make use of that opportunity, where they can like find advisors with who they can do research with. I guess that should matter. But the problem is that we don't know at this point. At least I didn't know when I was deciding which IT or which branch I want to go for. I didn't know what I want to do in my life, and I think that's completely okay to be in that situation. So I think it then sort of repeating what like I think Shashank answered in the first question, it's sort of like a weighted average of a bunch of different factors, right? If you just want to be on the safer side, then you can just make your decision based on like sort of where each factor would be okay, and like you are not basing like making your decision based on one factor too much.
Maybe I'll answer this from the perspective of a recruiter. So we've gone to recruit at almost all of the IITs. We've hired from IIT Gandhinagar as well. So the one piece of advice there is that if you can, if you're worried about the placements and you're thinking about the, 1 crore plus salary package, probably if you're the person who can get it, you're going to get it irrespective of which IIT you go to. I don't think that's going to matter. So if you're at the top percentile, it doesn't matter which IIT you go to, you're probably going to get that. If you're thinking that you're going to be mediocre and then you're worried about salaries, placements, again the choice of IT is going to make less of a difference because you probably should do better. I think when we've maybe not to trivialize it too much, when we've gone to the different IITs in terms of recruiting and placements, I don't think it makes that much of a difference, and the difference in IITs is slightly limited. So I wouldn't base my primary decision on placements. And in some cases, you should think of it the other way. If you're just being like overly competitive about it and you just want to maximize that, then you should think of it the other way, which is where is less competition. Right? If you go to a place which has lower competition, you might do better. So honestly, I don't think you should optimize for placements because you don't know what you're going to end up doing.
I also pretty much agree to them. It's like it's something which is 4 years down the line. You don't know where we will go. So don't decide based on the placements. You can always think about the career paths that the alumni of a particular institute have gone through, and do you like those paths? And that's it. Don't at all based. Don't make your decision based on like placements as such. Those things vary so much. Yeah.
And maybe just to sort of add to that, the one thing is that if you look at Shashank, Aishwarya, or me, and if you compare us to our batchmates at other IITs, we're probably doing as well, if not better. In case that's a data point you want to go for.
So that's really insightful. We'll move on to the next question. So the next question, probably we should talk about a bit of branch change in academics now. So did anyone of you have had a branch change, and what did you have to do for it? So probably Deepika and Varun can answer this first because you're currently in the campus, and the other alumni can also pitch in later on.
Yeah, so I entered IIT as a student of civil engineering. My rank decided that for me, but I was very determined to get electrical engineering as my major. So, and IIT was one of the institutes which was offering quite a flexible, plan for getting branch change at the end of first year. So and so one advice to all the students who plan to like get their branch change at the end of first year is that you have to be consistent and sort of like good with your academics. Focus on your academics, focus on getting a good CPI, because the branch changes are the factor for getting a branch change is the CPI at the end of the first year. But apart from that, I would say that don't let that feel like stress of getting a branch change sort of make you lose the enjoyment that you can do in the first year. You have to strike a good balance between doing good in academics as well as exploring other arenas as well. So my strategy was that I was focused with my studies, but I also like ended up exploring a lot of extracurricular fields and activities. So yeah.
In my case, my branch change was a pretty unconventional one. I entered into chemical engineering and then changed my discipline to material science and engineering after the first year. So most of the tips regarding branch change Deepika already shared, but I would just say that whatever discipline you are thinking about, first explore the pros and cons of what you are currently in and what the other discipline gives you. Like I was more interested towards research, and I got to know that material science has a huge scope in it in the future. So my decisions were driven with those factors. So it's really important to like balance out the pros and cons before you make the decision.
While we're on the branch change topic, probably the alumni can also tell us that would branch matter in the future, and is branch changing a very solid option, or should everyone go for a branch change or not?
So I did change my branch, as I said before, from chemical to electrical. Um, Now, in hindsight, whether branch change matters or not, I think if you know that you really like this field or this particular branch and you want to like go for higher studies or like research in that particular area, then I think yes, it might matter. So when I did my branch change, I think I was of the mindset that I would probably do better in electrical than chemical, just like based on my interest. I didn't know even at that point that I would in future go and do computer vision. But now in hindsight, yes, I feel like electrical sort of is closer to computer vision than chemical, so it was a good decision. But again, that's like very personal opinion, right? Based on like how I and what I ended up doing in my life. But I guess if you are not gonna go for like higher studies or research, if you are gonna go in a different direction, management, I think it shouldn't matter. But again, I can't speak for that because I didn't live through that, so I don't have that data point. So maybe others can speak more about that.
I think if you found a passion in a particular branch, then sure, making a branch change is a great idea. I think super early on, especially in your first year, you're probably going to know very little about it, and most of those decisions get based on what is more competitive. That if computer science is a higher J rank than electrical, then you'll pick that. So maybe that's a way to make your decision. But the world has become fairly interdisciplinary. If you do electrical engineering, you will work with computer science. You do materials, you might still work with computer science. So I don't think one branch or the other. But in case you found a passion somewhere, then picking that branch sure makes sense. But the choice of branch otherwise makes very little difference.
Yeah, I would say like one thing you can do is like probably in your first year try to take some courses in the branch which you wanted to go and see whether you actually enjoy it or not. Like from the outside it might look fancy, but when you go inside you realize whether you like that subject or not. So that could be one thing you can do. Yeah, but I don't have any experience of changing branch, so yeah.
Okay, so we'll move ahead with the next question. It's specific to Deepika and Vyom this time. So could you talk about minors, honors, and the dual major options?
So yes,
So,
IIT Jain offers students to have minors, honors, and dual majors. So for minors, the general notion is that you'd have to minors and honors you'd have to complete 20 credits of that specific discipline, and you'd get awarded a minors in addition to your BTech degree. So if you're enrolled in chemical engineering and you're doing a minors in let's say computer science, then you'd have to do 20 credits worth of courses in computer science as well. As for dual major, what you'd have to do is that you'd have to complete the core courses for computer science and engineering and also for chemical engineering, and you'd get awarded 2 BTech degrees, BTech degree in chemical engineering and BTech degree in computer science and engineering. So I have completed my minors in management. I pursued a management minor, and it was quite easy to do because I completed my BTech plus minors in 3.5 years. So means it's quite flexible and it was very easy to do.
I'm currently doing an honors. So my major is electrical engineering, and I chose to do honors along with my regular BTech degree because that gives me an opportunity to explore more in the field of electrical engineering. So particularly because I'm interested in microelectronics and VLSI arena. So doing an honors will help me to take more courses in this subject. So yeah, and I think the regular BTech load is quite manageable. And even if you plan to do a minors or an honors, it is to some extent it's quite manageable if you manage the time well with all the academics and extracurriculars. So yeah.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next question. So the next question would be targeted more towards the philosophy of IIT Gandhinagar. The philosophy of IIT Gandhinagar is that it treats its students as adults. So what effect does that have on you? Probably the alumni could answer this better because they've seen a lot of other things apart from the college life. So they may first go and then probably Varun and Deepika can also pitch in.
Correct. I can start. So yeah, I think that helps a lot because that kind of prepares you and that kind of helps you getting ready for what outside your college after 4 years. Because being adult means you are beginning to take responsibilities in your life, whether it's in organization of any event or it's in academics or anything. You start becoming responsible for your decisions in life, which is something which you need to learn because until 12th class or until JEE, most probably most of the decisions that you have taken in your life are done by your parents on your behalf. But when you come to a IIT, you'll find it in your life, whether you come to IIT Gandhinagar or other institutes, they start treating you as someone independent. So that's something which is really helpful, which is required, and that helps you long way in your life also, because the kind of activities that you do here, like being an adult, being a independent, fairly independent person, talking to let's say trying to get funding for one of the cultural fests or technical fest or something, that's where you develop your skills, and that goes long way in your entire life. So I would say that really helps in developing a personality, which is I think more important in industry or any other field in today's time. I think Sarthak can talk more about it. You want to have people who are more emotionally mature than people who are technically more sound. So I think that's a very important aspect of personality, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, I think from the majority perspective, I think one of the first times I realized that was IIT Gandhinagar doesn't send your report card to your parents, and most other IITs would, and that was extremely surprising. Because I mean, if you can't be responsible for your own marks and motivation to study is not self-driven, then I think you're not fit to be an adult. You shouldn't be allowed to vote. So I think it's small things like that where they won't put curfews, they won't say that you can or cannot enter campus at this time, stuff like that. I think being treated as an adult sort of helps you understand the fact that you need to take responsibility for your own actions. Your parents are not going to come to campus and see what you're doing on a daily basis. If you want to attend classes, you will, and if you won't, you'll flunk. And I mean, that's up to you. So I think making those decisions independently, I think that's important. And IIT Gandhinagar does treat you like an adult, and I think that really helps. And when you come out of 4 years, when you start your first job, you're not expecting your parents to do the job for you. Otherwise, if a college babysits you, then I think that continues later as well.
Yeah, I actually didn't know about this report card sending to parents, whether other ITs do or an IT guy doesn't. This is very interesting. Just a, like a minor anecdote that I would like to share. So I was in electrical engineering, and there was this professor, and he had he had assigned some programming assignment to the whole class, and we were supposed to submit the programming assignment online using some portal, and it had like a fixed like a deadline at some sharp time. And I think some of us even like till that I think we were in third year and we were not enough mature even at that point. We were like, okay, if we submit like 5 minutes late, what's going to happen? It should be fine. And I think we ended up submitting like 5 or 10 minutes late. And that professor was like, no, he's just not going to accept it. But the point was not that we were just like 5, 10 minutes late. The point was that he wanted to teach us a lesson that life is not just about getting your assignment to like the portal, right? Life is about being on time. And like this, he wanted to teach us a lesson which was about our future. Like if we are like this forever, then we might suffer serious sort of consequences in our adult life. And I think I really like, I was just amazed that this teacher is not just thinking about grades and not just about his scores. He is thinking about how to make us better people. And I really liked that sort of attitude.
That was great. So the next question is that IIT emphasizes leadership along with quality engineering education. How did that philosophy impact your career progression? Perhaps Sarthak can pitch in over here, and then I guess Vyom and Deepika can also follow.
I mean, the fact that I became an entrepreneur, I think I would credit almost 100% to IIT Gandhinagar, which is if I didn't get the opportunity to pursue leadership activities during my time at IIT Gandhinagar, I probably wouldn't have started a company. My first company I started like out of my dorm room in campus, along with one of the other students at IIT Gandhinagar. He's been my co-founder for the last 10 years. So I mean, IIT Gandhinagar has contributed to my life in a major way. But the entrepreneurship, opportunities like I got to start a college festival in my first year, which is usually what people get to do in their third and fourth year. So I think being treated like an adult also, starts there. And then a bunch of other opportunities, like when the campus was getting constructed, we were consulted on how we should handle environmental factors, and bunch of stuff. And on, how to set up scholarships for students. We still get consulted, and you still get a say in what's going on campus. So the amount of activities you get to participate in just outside education, there's a lot. So I think that really helps down in your career.
Yeah, so IIT emphasizes on leadership a lot. I say this because even while organizing fest or even while organizing some events, the budgets which we use, the college trusts us with that. Probably because they want to treat us as adults, but they unanimously give their okay to each and every demand we have, or each and every thing we want to purchase for that event or want to hire for that event. So it's basically your decision on what to spend on, and it's on the same time at the same time it's also your responsibility to raise that amount of money for that. But probably saying that it does build leadership in you, because it's a lot of responsibility. So in general, I would say that this is a very good thing because it motivates you a lot to push yourself and also develop your own self. So I guess it was a great thing that IITGN offered to me.
Yeah, so at IIT one of the major focus is the overall development of the students, and it also emphasizes leadership along with like quality engineering education. And I can give you a first-hand experience of that. So when a student enters IIT the 1 month the foundation program continues, and for me it was literally a life changing transformation. Because that really helped me, become a very confident and outspoken person from what I entered the college. And also the amount of opportunities and experiences that I had helped me bag one of the prestigious scholarships across the world, which is called the Cargill Global Scholarship. And that makes me one of the 10 students from India and one of the 70 students from all across the world to be awarded that for like exhibiting good leadership skills and also like performing well in academics as well. And here, like the curriculum will make you a good engineer, but it will also make you a good person, and it will also like put a lot of emphasis in developing your personality and leadership skills. So that is a really unique point here at ITGN.
So probably the next question we can take about the opportunity which IIT provides us with. So IIT believes that undergraduates should be exposed to research. Uh, they do that by offering project courses, SRIP, foreign exposure, etc. So to get a flavor of research, has any one of you tried this or used this opportunity? And what was your reflections about that?
So the flexibility of curriculum here at ITGN is really good. And I personally I was exploring like which all fields should I try to explore. So I took research as one of the, I tried to get an exposure about like what research is. And at ITGN, I got hands-on to try a couple of project courses. And those were really good. Like they gave me an insight into whether I would want to pursue this later in life as well or not. And apart from that, the foreign exposure in terms of the international internships that we get is very high as compared to the other students at other IITs. I personally got selected for the Viterbi Scholars Program for the summer internship, but because of the COVID like pandemic situation, I couldn't go there. And so the curriculum is such that the student will be exposed, the student will be given an opportunity to explore research options as well. So that is a good thing.
So if I have to talk about my research path, it has been like I started on a research project in the summers of 2019. I was working on a project in nanomaterials, and then the output was pretty good. So I decided to continue it 2 more semesters in form of project courses, which we have mentioned. So these are courses in which you get credits for pursuing or doing some research. So I continued it, and it's kind of finished now. We are planning for a publication next. Apart from that, in the summers of 2020, I got selected in the Caltech SURF program and the MITEX Global Link scholarship for Canada. Unfortunately, because of COVID, I couldn't go there. But here's where I would say that IIT Gandhinagar pits in. So I contacted back to one of the professors, and I got an opportunity to work remotely with a group at Sandia National Laboratories on compiling a perspective article. So if you want to do something like you should, IIT Gandhinagar is always ready to help you. You just need to tap on the doors, I would say.
Probably if the alumni has also seen something like this in their life at campus, then they could also pitch in. And also if that would have helped them in their career paths, then they should also mention that.
Yeah, I mean, as alumni, most of the time when it comes to research, and especially if you're going for higher studies, your research experience, what you had like during your undergrad in form of like, one is research experience, second is in form of recommendations, and third is about choosing a field. In all of these aspects, having a foreign internship or having some research experience, it does not have to be foreign. It could be in a Prema Institute in India itself. Those things really help a lot. So I would say in my case, I finished my bachelor's in 2014. Then for 2 years I was working. But right after during my work, I decided to go for higher studies, and I decided to go in the same field where I did my internship. So because I knew that this is the field I like, this is the field in which I have a profile. So in that sense, I would say like having these kind of research experiences during your second, third year, fourth year during your undergrad helps you a lot, and it sticks with you. So I would say, like, yeah, these research opportunities are amazing, and they help you a lot throughout your career. Yeah.
I can add a little bit to that. So as I said earlier, at the third year of my internship, after my internship at the end of my third year, I was sort of sure that I want to go for PhD, but I still didn't have good enough profile at that point. So I decided to spend the last year of my undergraduate doing research in computer vision. To be more specific, the research was in computational photography. So I did get uh, I think the right guidance, the right kind of supervisor that I needed for to be able to pursue that research. And we ended up submitting that research public paper to a conference, and it ended up getting published. So I think because at IIT Gandhinagar, the student to faculty ratio is probably higher than at lower probably than at other IITs. I think you get more attention from even like research advisors, and they would be more willing to like do hands-on research and to guide you in the right direction. So yeah, I think that can be really useful. At least it was useful to me.
So the next question is more about the campus life. Do you know about the new sports complex that is coming up at IIT
So regarding the sports complex, the most recent updates which I get are from Instagram stories of Professor Madhu Odali and Professor Harish PM. But apart from that, I was recently talking to the current sports secretary. He was mentioning about what facilities are going to come in. So the complex is still under construction, but many of the phases have been finished. It's going to have a synthetic athletics track, around 6 badminton synthetic courts, 2 table tennis rooms, an Olympic size swimming pool. Of course, the cricket and soccer fields with floodlights. And like you could yeah, even the wooden floored basketball and volleyball indoor courts, I guess. So there are a lot many things coming up. I just wish that the construction gets finished before we pass out.
I'm pretty optimistic that the construction for at least the synthetic track and the two grounds, the football ground and the cricket ground, might get completed before we pass out. I just want to play there. I just want to go there, switch on the floodlights, and then play some football there. It's just amazing. Even while seeing that from the hostel, it's so tempting to go there and then just play. I don't know. It's just amazing.
So our next question is to Sarthak. You have been giving back to IIT Gandhinagar. Could you tell us a little more about your motivation to establish a scholarship for IIT students?
I think the way to think about this is that I mean, if you think about a donation in any way, what's the highest impact of money? You can donate to a lot of causes, but I think just donating to an IIT, and so I'm not talking about IIT Gandhinagar in specific, but donating to IIT, highest impact in terms of IITians will have highest return on taxpayer money as well if looked at over the last 50 years. So I think helping students, the motivation is, let's say I got a bunch of opportunities. So I think the money is going to be utilized for internships and stuff like that. So having donating back where students can get similar opportunities, and hopefully, it continues that the students who benefit from those opportunities will give back to the next generation. I think that's the motivation, and best place to do it is the place that gave us the opportunities as well.
That was great. So the next question is again towards the alumni first, and then perhaps Deepika and Vyom also can pitch in. So I know it's been a while, but what are some of the experimental learnings that you had at IIT Gandhinagar while you were over here? Shashank, can you start first, I guess?
Yeah, I believe by experimental learning, you mean something hands-on. That's what you're
So
thinking.
experimental, I guess you decided to do something and then you failed and then you decided this is not the thing I want to do and you start something else. You explore. How did you explore while you were here at IIT Gandhinagar?
Yeah, in that sense, I would say like in the first year, as everyone mentioned, that IIT Gandhinagar promotes taking a lot of classes. So I did try like taking classes in management, for example, and I took some classes. I performed really bad, and I was like, okay, this is not the field I want to go. Similarly in philosophy, like I realized it's like, okay, this is tough. It looks easy, but it's tough, and I decided to not go for it. But at the same time, I would say like this is like a long-term life kind of lesson that I made a mistake there. I should have continued in subjects like philosophy, which I now realize how important they are in the life. So, for example, independent of whether you come to IIT Gandhinagar or any other place, always take some classes in philosophy, where philosophy or like subjects, because it creates a perspective about life. It helps you in taking life decisions. If it helps you in understanding people around you. So that's one. Now coming back to the original question, hands-on learning and all. So I was pretty much involved in a lot of doing a lot of hands-on activities as such. So with my friends, we used to do a lot of projects. We tried a lot of projects and failed in most of them. But with them came a lot of learning about like how do you work in a team, how does team dynamics work and all. So I would say like independent of where you go, if you come to IIT Gandhinagar or another place, just try to explore, go into like hands-on activities. Just even if you think you're really horrible in, let's say, public speaking, go for a lecture, and you'll realize that that will improve you in that sense. It will have some improvement, and that's what we're looking for. So yeah.
I can maybe go next. So I would say that in the beginning years of my BTech, I was sort of like a nerdy person. I think maybe till like the end of third year, I used to think that academics is all that matters, and I would just like focus on my courses and try and get like good grades. And I feel like through those first few years, I was sort of missing out on a lot of like different dimensions of your life, particularly like about learning itself, right? So you don't just learn from your courses, you learn from your friends, you learn from a bunch of like other things around, and I think I was missing out on all those. And then towards sort of like the end of fourth year, when I realized like getting the highest CPA is not the like the end goal, right? The end goal is like to be a better person and what do I want to do in my life next. And sort of when I had those things clear in my head, I started making use of other things around me, and particularly like interaction with friends. So I had a really like a smart and really nice group of friends around me, and especially towards the end of my fourth year, I learned a lot from them. Learned a lot about life, like how should you be thinking about life? Should you like? I was not even thinking about like I have so many options in life, right? Like it's not I can do whatever I want. This is just the beginning of my life, and I learned a lot from my friends. I think that was a very big sort of gradient for me in terms of learning. And yeah, I would really encourage all of you to just explore more of your friends. Each individual is so unique around you, and you can really learn a lot from each person around you.
Sarthak, can you go next?
Yeah, sure. I don't think I have too much to add, but the level of experimentation available at IIT Gandhinagar is really high. I think when I was deciding what I'm going to do in my future as well, I had the option of doing a master's or a PhD, and like with admissions, with a job and a startup. So I don't think that's possible at any other IIT where you'll have so many options available to you. So just experimenting, trying a bunch of different stuff during your 4 years, I think highest possibility at IIT Gandhinagar.
So even my answer is very much aligned to what the alumni has spoken up till now. So your journey at IIT Gandhinagar or any other institute, if you'll join, it will be some sort of a roller coaster. You'll enter as some person with some direction or some insights in your mind. But when you, after the 4 years, you will be, most of you will be in a place that will be completely different, or you wouldn't have thought that you would do that. So I entered as a really nerd and an introvert person, but here at IIT I explored a lot of extracurricular activities along with like excelling in academics. And I had the opportunity to explore a lot of opportunities, whether be it taking up management courses or humanities courses, along with taking research projects. And that really helped me get a better view and better understanding of what I really want to do in life. So that helps you in your personality development as well. So yeah. So our next question is about Explorers Fellowship. Explorers Fellowship is one of the one of the things that makes IITGN unique. Perhaps Varun could answer this. So what is so special about Explorers Fellowship, and could you let the audience know more about it?
I went for the Explorers Fellowship after my first year. So it's been around 2 years now. But the memories are still fresh on top of my head, I can say. So the fellowship is something like this. There are some teams of three to four students, and each team has to explore the country each team has to explore a country on a particular theme. So the theme which we chose was farming systems in different parts of India, but people also choose themes like food or heritage or whatever you can think of. And the fun part of it is the rules which IITGN has kept that the teams have to abide with. These are interesting. Like every person is just given around 35,000 for all 45 days. So you need to sustain those 35,000 throughout your entire fellowship. And since you need to do this, you can't afford like traveling in AC. You need to travel in second class trains and stuff. You need to come up with your own itinerary, and that has got some rules too. You need to have states from all four directions, that is north, east, west, and south. And I guess what the Explorers Fellowship taught me was to value money, first of all. And the second is I got to know about the different cultures which India prides about. Yeah.
So are the faculty members approachable here at IIT Gandhinagar? Perhaps the alumni can pitch in first. And how often do you have had tea or snacks or dinner with some of the faculty members at IITGN?
Yeah, so I can pitch in there. So I would say I had like a very good relation with like faculties, especially Professor Amit Prashant and his wife, Ajanta Sachan. We used to like hang out pretty lot. Every maybe on Diwali, I'll go to their home with some other friends, Professor Atul Bhargav. Like I would say like the faculties at IIT Gandhinagar are pretty approachable in general. I would say like even after like I finished my BTech in 2014, I met Professor Amit Prashant last day in one of the conferences, and we were like chatting whole night. We're like, hey, how's it going? How's it going at IIT Gandhinagar? What are the things that IIT Gandhinagar is doing like new? Similarly, you can always talk to other professors over the call. When I was working in other like DRDO, I used to talk to Professor Atul Bhargav, like who had like similar work as I was doing in back in my work. So it's like IIT Gandhinagar faculty, if you are approaching them, they will be in your contact even after your BTech. And that kind of shows that your interaction with them is not limited to the institute. It goes much beyond that. During your undergrads also, like I remember Professor Jain used to give us like ice cream parties because he was teaching a course once and there were not sufficient students in the class. So he was like, yeah, let's go for a party because people will value that they didn't come to the class and they missed the party. So it's like that's the kind of interaction we have with the faculties. I'm sure other people will have like similar experiences there. So yeah.
I'll go and maybe absolutely, amazing interaction with faculty during college as well as later. I think I have tried to learn unicycling from a faculty. Have lot of interactions even post dinner at their place, and post leaving campus. Have visited almost once a year just because of all of the faculty and love to meet and hang out with them. and their friends even till date. I ask about what's going on in their life and vice versa. So I think that interaction is just amazing. So I'm not even talking about in classroom. In classroom, interaction is an entirely different thing. There's a strict relationship. As a there is some level of sanctity to that relationship, but outside classrooms as well. I mean, a lot of fun to hang out with the faculty.
Yeah, I think I would also say the faculty is pretty approachable. I with a few professors, I think I had really like close relationships, or like I had gotten more comfortable with than with other professors. And I still like recall I was so at IIT Gandhinagar we have this like farewell kind of formal farewell dinner ceremony to like the graduating batch, and people from graduating batch are allowed, like they are just given the chance to speak. So I was like one of the representatives for electrical engineering, and I had like little speech prepared just to thank all the professors. And I was so comfortable with Professor Raghavan at that point that I just like called him eccentric in my speech, which I think it was just to like show that I was so comfortable with him, and I could imagine him laughing at that point. So yeah, I think the relationship, and it was like a very emotional and kind of like a nice bond with the faculty. And I'm sure like I can reach out to them and talk to them even now. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Thanks a lot. So before closing in, we have one last question again towards for the alumni. So what advice will you give to the incoming students to make the best use of the opportunities that IIT Gandhinagar provides, or any other IIT they go into?
Maybe I'll start. I mean, just try to experiment as much as possible. Don't be fixated on placements. Don't be fixated on whatever you planned ahead. I think there's enough time for that. But at least in your first few years, just try to experiment with as many new things as you potentially can. Like Shashank mentioned, maybe if you're scared of public speaking, try that. If you haven't had an opportunity to do sports in your life, try that, because you won't ever get better sports facilities anywhere in the world. You haven't experimented in music, try that. Or basically whatever you haven't done, there's no better opportunity than now to get started. And I think you learn a lot about yourself, as well as what are the things that you like and want to do with your life. So focus on exploring and experimentation.
I can maybe go next. So I'm sure you all already have in mind to like perform well in academics and like to achieve whatever goal you have in mind. So I'm not going to stress on that for sure. So I think what I will stress on is something that I feel I missed out, and this is something related to what I said earlier. Just like learning from your friends. It's not just about. It's not same as going to school or going to like quota for JEE preparation where you go to classes and learn and that's it. This is a very different life. You are away from your home, you're living with like your peers, your friends. There is like a huge plethora of opportunities to learn from, and life is all about learning. So just keep learning, keep your like eyes open for any learning opportunity that might come in your way.
Yeah, adding on to that point, like as everyone mentioned, your center focus of your bachelor should not be just academics. It's about growing yourself as a person. So work hard, play hard, enjoy your life, do whatever you enjoy. Don't just be focused that everyone else is doing this, I should also do that. It's completely okay. You have seen stories from IITs, people go into writing, people go into any other field. So don't constrain yourself based on what others are saying. Do what you like, and always act responsibly, and you'll be fine. You all clear JEE, you're among the top 1 or 2%, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, and definitely don't stress about like which branch, which ID. I'm sure whichever option you choose, you will be able to make good use of it. And like 10 years down the line, you will not regret it. You will be very glad.
So we have a video address by one of our alumni, Mr. Ameya Joshi, who graduated with BTech in Electrical Engineering, and he pursued his master's from Stanford and is currently working in Apple. In this video, Ameya talks about his experiences at IIT Gandhinagar and some guidance to the prospective students. So let's see that video now.
Hi, this is Ameya Joshi, and this is my message to JEE qualifiers. I graduated from IIT JN in 2014 with a BTech degree in electrical engineering. I joined Stanford University as a master's student and graduated with a master's degree in electrical engineering in 2016. While at Stanford, I worked at a startup in the San Francisco Bay Area. And soon after graduating from Stanford, I joined Apple as a hardware engineer. I worked as a hardware engineer for about 3 years and then moved on to the AI ML org. And I'm now a software engineer at Apple. I'm going to help you on how to select a branch at IIT. So there are two kinds of people. The first kind of people, which I call as type A people, are people who do not know what they love. So they don't have an idea of what they really want to do in the next 5 to 7 years. So that's what I call the type A kind of people. And then there are type B kind of people who already know what they really want to do in the next 5 to 7 years. Maybe it's coding, maybe it's doing cool electronics, but these kind of people already have a clue of where their passion lies in. So let's explore how type A and type B people should select their branch at IIT. So if you are among the type A people who don't know what they want to do in the next 5 to 7 years, then a very important question that you need to ask is something that is very familiar. Scope kitna hai? Which means that you have to really put in effort to figure out what areas or what branches have demand in the world today. And you have to talk to a lot of people, you have to read newspapers, you have to read articles and really see where the world is headed. For example, right now a lot of people will tell you that AI and ML is where the future of the world in terms of technology lies. And so you need to figure out these areas that are currently hot and are going to be hot for the next 5 to 7 years. Also, give some time or take some time to understand why these areas will be useful to the world over the next 5 to 7 years. And these branches should definitely be among your top picks. Another point that people who fall in the type A category need to think about is whether they will enjoy the subject that they will choose. So once you have decided what topics are in demand today and will be in demand in the next 5 to 7 years according to your analysis, give a thought on whether you will really enjoy learning that subject. If yes, then you're good to go. If not, you should then move on to the next topic that you think will be useful to the world in the next 5 to 7 years. If you belong to type B, your job is easy. You already know what you enjoy doing. You know that I really enjoy doing cool electronics projects. In that case, just go for the branch that your passion dictates to you. Even in that case, you need to take some time to research what is happening in that branch across the world right now and what domains or sub areas are going to be important in the near future. Focus on those areas after you have joined IIT. Now let's come to the question on why you should select IIT JN as your next destination. IIT JN will offer you a lot of freedom in terms of doing whatever you feel is necessary for making you successful. Whether it be starting a new company or learning some totally new subject, IIT JN will offer you many opportunities. You will not be judged for trying something new. Keep in mind that old IITs are old. They were created in the 1960s when India's needs were very different. Today's India is completely different. What India expects from young graduates today is day and night apart from what was expected in the 1960s. It is like comparing Kapil Dev's Team India versus MS Dhoni's Team India. So if you want to belong to a new kind of thinking, a new kind of approach to learning, and doing things, IIT-GN is the right place for you. Now let's look at the track record of people who have already graduated from IIT Gandhinagar. Many of us have already gotten accepted to top universities across the world like Stanford, MIT, Caltech, Princeton, Cornell, University of California, and so on. Quite a few have already completed their PhDs and have published papers in world-renowned journals. So that this is something that is definitely possible and has already been done by IIT Gandhinagar graduates. The second point is people who are interested to do an MBA. As you might know, there are so many of our graduates who have already graduated from IIM A, B, and C. In fact, I myself had an offer from IIM Ahmedabad in 2014. So if you're interested in going to the IIMs, we already have a lot of people at IIT Gandhinagar who have done that. It's certainly possible for you. The third thing is people who are interested to do jobs. I can tell you that there are numerous alumni from IIT Gandhinagar who currently work at top tech companies around the world. Some examples that I can give you from right here in Silicon Valley are Facebook, Amazon, Google, and Apple. I can tell you there are more than 20 people who I know, graduates from IIT Gandhinagar who work in these companies today. IIT-GN is an incredible place to spend 4 years of your life learning new things and enjoying your life. History is proof that IIT Gandhinagar graduates have already done great things. Now it's up to you to join IIT Gandhinagar and do things that we haven't been able to do so far. I'm sure you will see the value in choosing IIT Gandhinagar as the right IIT for you. Thank you.
So with this, we come to an end to this session to this online session of Open House with alumni and students of IIT Gandhinagar. I thank all the alumni for joining us, taking out time from their day and helping to clarify the queries of students. I would also like to thank all the attendees who took out their time and joined us here in this virtual seminar. For any queries, you could always reach out to our website, iitgn.ac.in/openhouse. We'll be happy to help you out. And thank you and stay safe, everybody.